Okay, a couple of facts here about your boy.
All right.
You guys know about Van Nuys?
Okay.
A18.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Geeter. That's where Geeter's from.
For sure.
There are a couple
Shout out.
sections.
Shout out to the Valley.
You know about Crespi High?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, Crespi
Yes,
High.
we do.
All right, so Geeter's career high at Crespi, 34 points.
Nice.
Whoa. That's not
Deep
bad.
dive.
And now, by the way, that wasn't his best sport. His best sport was volleyball,
Well,
where he went on to play at Northridge.
I appreciate you saying that. Basketball was my best sport
What?
in high school. Remember, volleyball didn't start till my sophomore year, and I had quit football then, quit baseball, and I was just going to concentrate on hoops.
Well, I just assumed it was your
I
best
know.
sport since you played that
It was
in college.
not. It was my fourth sport, Mike, but I fell in love with it my sophomore year.
Okay.
And then my senior year, this is a true story. A lot of people might not know this. I went into the Coach Kevin Slattum, right after basketball because
Okay.
I'd had a long but a great basketball year, and I wanted to play in college.
How would you average?
I was probably 18 and 10
Nice.
and a half.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's legit.
18 and 9 and
Yeah,
10,
yeah.
right around 10 assists.
Like
Yeah.
a nice wing, or you're on the ball?
No,
some?
I was point guard.
You're on the ball. Okay, you're on the ball.
Point guard.
Okay.
Distributor, but I could also score.
So in my high school, you would have been, you probably would have been a center because at Orono High School, not quite the same as Crespi in
It's
terms
funny.
of
I was a
basketball
taller point guard back then.
talent. Yeah.
But I went to Coach Slattum and said, I'm going to quit volleyball, and I'm going to just focus on kind of working out and trying to get into college
Uh-huh.
and play basketball. And you know what he's told me? Gave me
And
the
what did he
greatest
say?
advice ever, Mike.
What'd
He
he say?
said, don't quit. Take a week. Take a week, decompress, let's talk. But don't quit. One day later, I went home, bored, went back the next day and said, Coach, I'm in. And then I had a guy on my team getting recruited by everybody, UCLA, Pepperdine, Northridge, and we both ended up going to Northridge to play volleyball. And I remember coming home and telling my parents, I'm going to Northridge to play volleyball. They were like, what are you talking about?
Wow.
What about hoops?
Wow. All
So-
right. Well, you were a Laker fan out of the womb.
Mediocre volleyball player, but I had a good career at Cal State Northridge. Went to the finals in 1993, lost to UCLA in the national championship game.
Not that it still bugs you.
May 8th,
Okay.
just in case.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
when was the first time that you cried because of the Lakers?
The first time I cried like visibly
Yeah.
was 1984.
Okay.
12 years old, and we lost to the Boston Celtics. And we had a chance to go up 2-0. James Worthy will tell you this story. He still regrets the pass that he made that got stolen, lost. Lakers were about to go up 2-0 on the road heading home to the Forum. And I believe the Lakers should have won that series, still do to this day. But it was still ingrained in us that you can't beat the Celtics. And even though they had had 2 titles at this point, they were not against the Celtics. Remember, they
And-
played the Sixers in 80,
That's right.
Sixers in 82, right? So Sixers won in 83, Boston won in 81 against Houston.
And all of the pain going back to the,
The
Jerry
pain,
West
the
years
pain.
and just never getting over that.
Was real, and then, by the way,
Boston
we've
hump.
kind of smashed them every time since, except 08.
Yeah, the Lakers have been the better team. They have gone to more finals. They have
Yeah.
won more since then. They have
Yeah,
more everything,
it's-
more MVPs, more everything.
If you want to go the last 46 years for all the people in Boston, I mean, they got a few titles. 4, I think we got 11.
Well, I mean,
so,
most-
I'm just saying, like, most people only have a few titles.
Well, their titles came for
If
the
you're a
most
Celtics
part.
fan, you only have a few titles.
They're-
You can count the 50s and 60s. I don't. It's fine, but you weren't alive.
Here's the only thing. The only thing with this, and I agree with you. Like, certainly the Lakers are the better franchise in the modern era.
Yeah.
You have to eliminate the 5 Minneapolis titles, which pains me to do.
Fine.
But because of what I'm going to say next, which is most of Boston's titles were when there were 8 teams in the NBA.
8 teams.
Literally.
And by the way,
I'm not exaggerating. There were 8 teams.
You know, some CPA, some plumbers in the league. I mean, they were great for the time, but yeah, you have those titles, and you know what? Congrats.
Okay.
Congrats.
So you bounce back though the next year,
Yeah, 85,
and when Magic hits the junior sky hook,
1987.
I assume that eventually though that you're starting to get into your
Yeah,
rhythm at
I
that
mean,
point.
listen,
You're getting into your bag.
By
as a fan.
1987, I'm in high school. My brother's in college. My brother Matt, who's older, and my father, no longer with us, Big Joe.
Shout
We
out
were
Big Joe.
in our living room watching that game in 1987. This was game 4, and this was to go up 3-1. When Magic hits the baby hook, true story, my brother and I sprint out of the house and run down Gilmore Street, which was our street.
Wait, so did you not see Bird almost?
I had no idea
oh
that
man,
Larry Bird almost broke our hearts. Had no idea.
that would have been a tough thing.
And
to
then,
come
of
back
course, Game 6 will always live in my mind as one of the greatest games I've ever seen. James Worthy diving on the sideline, which we still show today at Spectrum Sportsnet, tapping it to Magic to start like a 20-2 run and just steamrolled Boston in the second half in Game 6. And that really solidified, I think, that 1987 team as one of the greatest teams of all time to go along with like the 96 Bulls, the 01 Lakers. You can throw one of the Warriors teams in there for sure. But I truly believe that Laker team in 87 at the time was the greatest Laker team I'd ever seen.
I mean, it's tough to argue. I mean, all the number one picks, and our boy Michael Thompson comes in.
MT, the team was so deep. They were so good, and they were just all peaking.
All right, so we have different paths kind of to all of this, right? So I come in from Minnesota instead in 2008, and the Lakers win the title. Thank you. DeAndre knows exactly when to play that.
Prince, Purple Rain.
They win the title my first 2 years.
Kirby Puckett.
And this is not normal for me, right? Like, so yes, when you were cheering for the Lakers in 87, that was the year the Twins happened to win their first World Series.
Was that against the Blue Jays?
That was the Cardinals. Then they win again in 91 against the Braves.
The Braves, sorry.
And a Minnesota team has not won
Blue Jays
since.
are in the AL. What have I been talking about?
Nothing but losing since then. And so then I come out here, and it's like, oh, not only it's Kobe, it's Powell, it's Andrew Bynum, it's Lamar. Let me actually say Lamar's name before Andrew Bynum. It's Fish. He and his 5 titles. And I'm just like, oh, this is okay. This is what it's like. This is something
normal.
that you grew up with. And now it's like, I get it. I get what the Laker obsession is. I get it. I totally get it.
If you're my age and you grew up in this time, or you're near my age, you went through the 80s where you were in the finals 9 times, right? And then in 91, you actually got there as well. You upset Portland, and then we lost to Chicago, which I still think we had a chance to win that series. There was a pivotal game that went overtime. Vlade was our center. Losing to Pippen and the Bulls, their first one.
Yeah,
and then there was a huge drought in our eyes. It was a big drought. All the way 9 years it took, and then you won the 3 in a row. And then you're dominating again in the 2000s. And then another drought from 2010 all the way to 2020.
Yes. And then what I call the bubble tax, where the Lakers were the best team the year after they win the title, but the whole team basically wears down because they had a 1 month off season. That's the year that Giannis wins. They beat the Suns, who stunk.
I feel 21 we had a shot to win it.
They would have won
it. It wasn't even they were 21-6, by the way, when LeBron and AD got hurt.
Team,
let's remind
that
everybody.
was the best team in the league. They were loaded. They made a couple of moves, but they were minor enough. They had the core. They still had Caruso.
Marc
they still had
Gasol,
KCP,
Dennis Schroeder,
still
a couple
had
of moves.
Kuz. Yeah, that team would have won again. That would have been another back-to-back. And then now, of course, the next era is what can they do with Luka Doncic at the center of it. Yeah. And every great Laker, Geeter, this is what we're gonna get into this next. We're also gonna preview the game 1 of the finals, go over game 7. But every Lakers great has won a title.
Yeah.
It's just what happens.
And if you want to be considered a Laker great, Mike, you have to win a title. It's just how it is in this city, no matter the sport, by the way, but especially if you're a Laker. If you're the A, you got to win.
It's true. That's the
just like Kobe knew he had
town.
to beat Boston.
100%.
That's the happiest I've ever seen Kobe Bryant.
Oh man, I don't know if I will ever be at a sporting event with more pressure and more juice and just more raw nerves than that. Like how can you beat game 7?
And if
Lakers,
you
Celtics?
remember, I was traveling that year with Fox Sports, so I would just be in the locker room on the road. But in the home games, Patrick O'Neal was, so I just went as a fan with my credential. And it was the most nervous I've ever been. I mean, 2000 Blazers Game 7 was pretty nerve-wracking when they went down 15. But there was something about Game 7 Boston, the entire crowd on their feet for, 2 hours? And it was an ugly game.
It was gnarly.
All right. Physical, everything.
We're going to get to all of that. I also have a top 50 moments in Lakers history. Now, we're not going to go 50-1. But I needed somebody with Geeter's level of expertise, somebody that's actually been here the whole time.
I can't wait
for this whole run. And I'm going to see if he can. There were a couple ones that I had a hard time deciphering between, so I'm going to need his help. All right. Very happy to have Geeter, Chris McGee, alongside me for Lakers Talk. Hang with us. Coming up next, let's take a look at what's going on ahead of the NBA Finals and just how close or far are the Lakers from being able to compete with teams like that. Coming up next on Lakers Talk, ESPN LA.
Hey guys, if you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that could last for weeks. Getting sick right before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy can be really stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Packs to treat wide ranges of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. You just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook, or you call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your bed sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes, and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. Promo code is 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
This World Cup season, the ultimate watch party experience is at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, and all the flavors that make every match unforgettable. Grab fire-grilled asada tacos, slow-braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more. Join us for every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. I'm here with Angie from Angelica's Insurance. Every team needs a strong defense, and when it comes to protecting what matters most, they've got you covered.
That's right. From auto and home to renters, business, and life insurance, we built a game plan tailored just for you.
And if life throws a penalty your way, like a DUI, for example,
we got you. We specialize in DUIs, SR22 coverage, getting you back on the road fast and affordably. Visit angelicas-ins.com or call 1-888-717-0773 for your free quote today.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
This is Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell on your home of Lakers basketball, ESPN LA, 710 AM on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
See, Punchy,
can I ask you something?
Punchy and John already know how I roll. So
Did you know we did a draft the other day of bands? I don't know if you heard this. I was kind of texting you.
Oh, on DeMarco and Trap.
Yeah,
I listened.
And I went with Tribe. I was kind of thought you'd be okay with that. Wu-Tang was another one, but I felt that would really honor you.
It brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
Honestly, it did.
Yeah, Laura picked NWA first and got that, which was a strong pick, and I took
Nice.
Fleetwood Mac with my one.
Love
And backed
Fleetwood
it up
Mac.
with Tribe, so I felt like I really...
They got hits. Fleetwood Mac.
You had a great mix. So, look,
Outcast,
Outcast,
Wind and
yeah.
Fire,
Yeah, with the fire, yeah.
and Gap Band.
The Gap Band,
That's
come on now.
I mean,
The D went with.
it's Lakers Talk. It's Mike Trudell. It's Chris McGee. It's Geeter. The king of imaging and everything else here at the station, Chris Morales. I'm guessing we'll get a nice little edit where we get your name into the open, just in case you were.
And you know what I told him? Don't
what I'm
need
saying?
it, but that's great.
But don't need it. But
the Summer of Geeter drops that they had on the lap when I was with Travis and DeMarco, I already got heckled by my boys who were driving around and heard that.
Can I tell the story about the host? I won't say the names,
Yeah.
but the host at Spectrum and all that. I'll say
Yes.
Hot Dog's name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Say it.
so Geeter and I were a long time ago. So after Geeter was named the host of
We're a couple years in.
Yeah, exactly. But so Geeter was named the host of Time Warner Cable Sportsnet.
Yeah.
Now it's Spectrum. And a couple years into that, somebody who had been with the Lakers for a long time, we're all kind of sitting around, we're talking. It's probably after a practice or something.
Yeah. It was after practice.
And he's like, would be a great host.
Well, because he just got hired with the Dodgers.
yes. Okay, so
Yeah.
John Hartung got
Yeah.
named the host of the Dodgers.
And I'm
right,
like,
the
love
network.
John. He's great. We just
John's
hired
great.
John Hartung. And he says,
and this guy, the longtime Lakers employee, goes, he'd do a great job hosting the Lakers.
you know who'd be great with the Lakers?
You know who'd be great?
John Hartung. And
You're
I
like,
was
hey,
like,
that's my job.
that's actually what I do
That's what I do, guys.
for the team
That's my job.
for 2 years. And we love each other. We're good, right?
But thanks
Yeah.
for saying somebody
It
else
was
would do
amazing.
it,
I, mean,
though.
I agree. He's got great teeth, great hair. Like, he's a pro.
Yeah, it'd be like like if Ireland came in and while I was doing sideline, like, who'd be great at
Doing
doing
sideline?
Lakers sideline?
John
Ireland. You'd be so good. Thanks. I'm doing that job now. All right. Appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. So we will get into many things here on Lakers Talk. I want to start coming out of Game 7. Now, opinions diverged. You wanted to make a confession about your
Should
Game
I do
7
that now?
pick.
You want me to do that now, guys? I'm going to do it now.
Just get it out of the way.
I want to apologize to the Spurs and to their fans. It's been a rivalry for a long time. I've never liked you. You don't like me. We had many battles. Then you became irrelevant, and I never thought about you again. And then I got a little pissed when you were tanking, and I knew Wemby was going to go to you, even though I'm not a conspiracy theorist guy. Everyone knew Wemby was going to the Spurs, and then they get Castle, and all it's fun, and then they get Harper at 2 when they're not supposed to, and I'm like, man, this team's good. And then
Atlanta and Washington choose not to take Castle.
Of course.
He drops to them. They take him.
At 4. So
tough.
I went on many TV shows this year at Spectrum, many podcasts, and I said I think the Spurs will be above the line. They're a playoff team. I have them at 6 or 5. About a month into the season, I go, you know what? Let's bump them up a little bit. They are better than that. They are definitely a top 4 team in the West. Then the playoffs come, and I believe that they can win around. I thought Denver would be able to push them, Minnesota, Lakers if they ever saw them. I was all in for that. But when it came to this series, again, I picked OKC. And on Friday, you were there, D. I picked OKC while T-Raj and DeMarco picked the Spurs.
Well, hold on. DeMarco doesn't get to pick the Spurs because he picked the Spurs to lose Game 6. So he then
he switched.
His Game 7 opinion is then voided.
He switched. And I was wrong. All of my theories that I have in my head, and I'm not saying I'm the king and I'm not saying I'm always right, but the whole they need to take the proper steps and they're too young and all these things that I talked myself into, I was wrong. And I want to apologize to them. Why didn't I look at the season series, Mike? It's 8-4.
Well,
they've beaten them 8 out of 12 times.
I think you probably went with the tried and true, generally speaking, in the NBA. You've seen a lot of it in person, okay? The role players in Game 5, Game 7 at home, those guys typically step up. So
they swing a series.
Yeah, I get it. So I get where you were going with it. Now, one of my issues in life, and I think it's been more of a positive than a negative, but my ego, I think I like to know, basically I want you to give me credit for something.
Yeah.
Which is not always it's not the best trait. I'm not proud of it all the time. But
it's nice to be right.
I can't help it sometimes.
Yeah.
So in the preseason, you were hosting a show on Spectrum, and
Sure.
it was me and Brez.
I'm ready to win.
And you asked us 1 through 8 where are these teams going to finish. And no, this is not, you didn't say anything wrong here. You didn't do anything wrong here. But at the time, as you said, most people thought Spurs coming in, maybe 7-8. And I said, having seen them, I saw 2 of the games in person early in the season prior, where they were actually trying, which didn't happen often because, again, they were tanking. They were trying to get down there again to get first Castle and then Harper. But I saw them when they actually allowed Wemby to crank up, and they had enough athleticism around him, and I kind of saw the wave coming.
The game changer of all time.
I said I'm putting them 4th, and I can't remember if it was you or Brez. You were kind of like, okay, interesting, really.
Yeah.
So you think they're going to be better than nationally? People had the Clippers. Don't know why.
Are you sure you don't remember? Did I mock you? I hope I didn't.
I don't
mock
think
you
would.
I had him at 5 or 6, so it's not too far.
No,
off.
because I think that you have faith in my ability to prognosticate.
Yes.
So I think had Brez said it, you would have mocked him.
Yeah, I would have mocked him.
You would have mocked him, but I don't think you
Brez
mocked
may have
it.
laughed at you.
He might have laughed at me.
He had Clippers and Denver in there.
They're better than Houston, right? I think they're going to be better than Minnesota slightly.
You were right.
But it's what we've seen. So fast forward through the season.
By the way, I had OKC in 6 or 7. I knew it'd be a series. I just didn't see this. And the loss of Jalen Williams and AJ Mitchell voided that rear its head.
Well, that's it though. So before,
they didn't have the playmakers.
That's why I picked the Spurs before the series though, because I did not think that J-Dub was going to be able to come back. His hamstring's been hurt all year.
You're right.
We didn't know for sure about Mitchell, and that kind of I thought that was the delta where they just couldn't quite get the playmaking because of what Wemby does. And all of the critique that's going on Chet. Now, look, I might be a little bit apologetic for him because he's a Minnesotan.
He also won a title already.
He did, but so the same thing happened the previous round to Julius Randle. Julius Randle gets killed. And guess what we have to do instead of kill these guys? You got to give Wemby credit.
He changed everything, Mike.
If you are a big man, you are not going to be able to stay in the series unless you are able to beat him over the top or shove him out of the way. Like in terms of a Shaq type, not actually Shaq, but like a roll hard, like actually push him out of the way, or Karl Anthony Towns. And this is where I'm to surprise you, Geeter. I've been going with the Spurs all the way.
I know.
I have successfully talked myself into picking the Knicks.
Guys, as I said to you on a text chain today, personal growth. You have to admit when you are wrong.
Yep.
Because a lot of times in this world, we don't do it. We just move on. We say something, we tweet something, we tell our friends something, we text something, and we are so wrong and we don't admit it. And I was wrong. I didn't see it coming. But you know what had me thinking in game one? Oh, this is going to be different. Fresh off the Lakers series, Isaiah Hartenstein's little jump hook, he was 38 for 38. The guy didn't miss.
Well,
in
not
4
only that,
games.
How about Chet? Chet wouldn't miss threes.
Just dunking on lobs. He's
no, but the threes. Forget the lobs.
I know.
The Lakers don't have the same rim protection as the Spurs, but he stopped shooting and making threes.
But
that was what drove me crazy.
Hartenstein shot put early in the first quarter over Wemby, and he absolutely bricked it. A.J. Mitchell crosses over, tries to get into the lane. Wemby's there. He throws it almost over the backboard. I said, oh, this is different.
It's different.
This is different. I don't know. I'm trying to see a sport, maybe Myles Garrett, where there is a bigger game changer. That literally one guy.
Hold on. Give me 30 seconds on Myles Garrett before we get to it, because we're gonna call a friend of ours. But I know you want to get it in there. Go ahead. Because look,
this
the
is
Lakers,
a great day to be a
I get
Rams
it. It's
fan.
Lakers Dodgers. You're from here, but you are also a Rams fan.
Yeah.
And it's a big day at the station.
It's a great time to be an LA fan.
Go ahead.
Man.
Come on, give it to me, Myles
Listen,
Garrett.
you know what that means? I think I said this with Travis and DeMarco. I'm going to say it again to our listeners.
Get it off your chest.
We're at SoFi all playoffs, baby.
Wow.
We're going through January, straight into February. I'm not getting on one plane. 15-minute Uber ride straight into SoFi.
You're on.
Suck on that, everybody.
You're feeling it. No doubts whatsoever.
Is it okay to say that? Am I in trouble for
Jared
that?
versus love you. Jared versus love you, but unfortunately it had to happen.
No, I wrote a text pretending I was the Rams fan because one of my buddies was like, dude, what if you're verse and you're like, man, I'm a great player and is it humbling? And I said, hey man, JV, thanks for your service. You're going to be a stud in this league for a long time, but we just got one of the GOATs.
Got the best defensive player.
Here's your first class ticket.
I mean, it had to be that way. All right. Well, I'm sure that'll come out of Geeter's mouth once more at least as the show goes on. Coming up next on Lakers Talk, a very good friend of ours, one of the best, one of the best in the business, Allie Clifton, with whom we work at Spectrum, who is now also taking over the NBA at Amazon and the WNBA.
Mike, where isn't she?
She's everywhere. Road tripping is blowing up everywhere. So we're very looking forward to speaking with Allie next, and then we will get back to much, much more. I had to cut like 4 segments I wanted to do, Geeter, on Lakers Talk. It's Mike Trudell and Chris McGee on ESPN LA.
ESPN LA is hitting the road. Tune in Friday, June 5th to Sedano and Cap as we broadcast live from SeaWorld San Diego. We'll take a look at the all-new Shark Encounter that is now open, then check out Dolphin Adventures and soak in all the summer energy, including live concerts with artists like Soulja Boy and more. Don't miss Sedano and Cap Live Friday, June 5th from SeaWorld San Diego on ESPN LA. SeaWorld San Diego, open your world to something amazing.
Hey sports fans, it's Sua Cravens and I want to tell you about my newest and favorite place, Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market.
I have 11 locations from LA to OC to Encinitas to choose from and to shop.
And they have the largest selection of everyday proteins, sides, over 400 types of grinds, and of course a large selection of exotic meats and seafood. The largest variety in one meat and seafood market. Amazing prices and products from all over the world. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods, quality meat, wild prices.
Hey guys, it's Cappy reminding you to count on Jacob for every accident type. You have a pedestrian crash? You call Jacob. You have a slip and fall? You call Jacob. You have a truck wreck? You call Jacob. 800-345-6789 for Call Jacob. Call Jacob.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
This is Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell on your home of Lakers basketball. ESPN LA, 710 AM on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
All right, welcome back to Lakers Talk. Mike Trudell and Chris McGee. I don't often say your full name. I usually just say Geeter. Now, sometimes you call me Trudell. Sometimes, what do you usually call me? I don't even.
I mean, it's
Mike.
It's on the air. It's usually Mike Trudell. Let's go to Mike Trudell.
Yeah,
and then I'll be like Mike, but I'll call you Michael on occasion.
Yeah, sometimes
and just
that's
Trudell
true.
on occasion.
You like to you do kind of
if
like to switch it up sometimes.
I say Brez and Trudell.
That's true. If you go with the last names. Okay. Well, one person, Geeter, that needs no introduction to us. I teased how much we think of this woman earlier, Allie Clifton, who has taken over
the GOAT
everything now with the WNBA, the main studio host. She, of course, is crushing it on the sideline for NBA games. She is still our partner at Spectrum. She tosses it out to the arena. And you and Allie have been in the studio together for what? How many years now?
We are now probably going on our 9th year. I think we've had 8 together. By the way, she also has a bobblehead. She also has statues.
Statues at the high school.
She's the all-time leading scorer, rebounder, free throws made at Van Wert High School.
Yep, Van Wert.
She played college ball.
Yep.
Toledo.
Hooper. Yep. And
she's in the Hall of Fame everywhere.
So on her Instagram, her shooting percentage is 100%.
She has never missed
in the Spectrum
on the
studio.
gram.
Yeah, Allie, can you put like one miss in there for me once in a while?
First of all, I just have to say that was very excessive and over the top and so unnecessary.
Ladies and gentlemen, Allie Clifton. There she is, Allie Clifton from Amazon.
Oh, we forgot Road
Trippin', host of the year. She's literally.
I do also want to tell you guys that I literally just kicked Robert Horry off the other line because I said I had bigger individuals that I needed to talk to.
And you know what? She is not afraid to put Rob in her place.
Just so you know.
That is one of my favorite things about her.
Yeah, sometimes I can tell that sometimes I'll have something on Robert and I'll kind of text Allie. I'm like, hey, do you think we'll have time to give Robert a hard time about this? And she's like 100%.
She will move
everything
things
else
around the rundown, Mike, to be able to get that in.
All right, let me start with this, Allie. I did not prep you for this in any way, but do you have a favorite behind-the-scenes Geeter studio moment?
God, this is not part of the deal.
It could be him freaking out about something. It could be not
well,
in a
that's
way.
Every other day.
Okay, but it's not. He's not the type that there's no moment where he's yelling at like somebody in the control room. That's not the kind of Geeter that he is. But it would be more like something happened in the basketball game. But give me a behind-the-scenes studio moment of Chris McGee.
She's probably going to tell you about the time what her friends told her. You could go ahead and say that, Allie.
No, we cannot say that.
We can't say that on
You're
air?
welcome. No, we cannot say that. You're welcome.
Okay.
I will. I'll give you two.
Okay. Good.
I'll give you the one for the Laker fan base out there, for your studio host that you get to tune into every single night. When you hear Geeter in the post game or in the pregame, but I love watching Geeter really do his thing in the post game. The passion and the energy is so real. And I think that's one of my favorite things about Geeter is not only is he like putting forth the passion to deliver a broadcast, but then on the off days, he's also texting me what I do with you, Trudell, when I need perspective. Geeter, I feel like I'm his emotional support system.
100%.
Oh.
I'm emotional right now. It's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me.
Yeah, well, that. And then the other part where I probably make you really emotional that people probably don't know about Geeter is just his love for his girls and how proud he is. I think that's my favorite Geeter. Because every once in a while, we get time to, boast about Millie and Luca and all they're doing, and especially your kiddos too, Trudell. But working with Geeter every single day in there, he's just such a proud father.
She has seen a lot of sides. She has seen a lot of sides of me, Mike Trudell.
A lot of sides.
Joy, anger, sadness.
And sometimes
laughter.
he'll come on to deliver broadcast after he's just literally jumping up and down because something happened in Millie's volleyball tournament that he had to miss because he is the Laker host, and he has to be there.
That's what people don't know. There's a lot of times, and Allie has to sit through this many times. The game is streaming on my iPad while we're about to do the show. So things can really swing you one way or the other, Mike, just like a Laker game.
I'm glad you brought that up. All right, now you can tell a behind-the-scenes story about Allie, or you can just ask her a question. I'll leave it.
Allie, where are you right now? Are you in OKC? Are you in San Antonio?
I didn't know where I was going to be.
I know.
As a Saturday, but I am in San Antonio.
Okay,
yes,
so what do you got going on? Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, so the NBA, shout out to the NBA. I think this is their first ever NBA podcast row, is what they're calling it, at NBA Finals Media Day tomorrow. So road tripping with Richard and Channing, Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye, Kendrick Perkins. We all do road tripping. Geet, you've been a co-host on it before, and they invited us to be a part of one of their 9 podcasts on Podcast Row at Finals Media Day tomorrow. And I mentioned I was talking to Rob earlier because he and Big Game, James, are going to be out here with the NBA as well. And so we were coordinating having them on. But, yeah, I'm in San Antonio.
But also you're going to be doing Amazon Prime.
Oh, then I fly back tomorrow night right after Podcast Row, and then I'm with Chris Bosch and Nick Batum for Amazon Prime. We're doing the International NBA Finals for Prime. Christina Pink is going to be here in San Antonio as our field reporter. So I had that on Wednesday. And I'm actually right now watching the WNBA because I have the WNBA on Prime on Thursday.
You know what we call that, Mike? Triple dipping.
Exactly right.
Those are paychecks coming in.
Well, let me.
And I'll be back in Spectrum next week, but I think until then, Trudell's filling it for me.
Am I filling it? Okay,
I just got a note from our boss Stu that said Allie's not going to be there Wednesday or Monday.
I think I'm filling in as analyst, so we're just pushing Geeter into the host spot.
Yeah,
I think. But I'm happy to host if you want to get unlock analyst Geeter. Okay, Allie, let me ask you. I'm gonna get one NBA Finals question off to you, and then we'll bring it back to Lakers in a second. So. We had just gone over the San Antonio Spurs, how Geeter and I were looking at them as the season went on, and I was just kind of, my perspective was that San Antonio is an exception to the rule that we usually have of you have to do it the previous year at a playoff level because Wemby is just such a one-time type of freak. He is at such a different level that the whole team has been able to come along with him. And while saying all of that, I'm sensing I've talked myself into actually thinking the Knicks are going to win this series. And we don't have to get into all the reasons right now, but I wonder, as you're now there, you're about to host the podcast. You've been watching, of course, all the way through. I think you've probably reported many times on the Spurs. I'm not sure if you got a chance to get a Knicks game on Amazon because you're usually in the West Coast, but what is your perspective going into the finals, Allie?
I had one Knicks game, you're right, when they came out and they took on Golden State in the Bay. But I'd had a handful of San Antonio games this year, and I'm going to be honest with you. I said it on Road Trippin'. I've actually grilled Perk for kind of going back and forth on his take on this, but I am too a big believer in experience. And I think that's been the fun thing of watching San Antonio, but it's also something that they've really echoed and lived through all season long is that their narrative is what they make it, and they don't listen to anyone on the outside. And I think too, there's something cool about like when you are inexperienced or maybe you are younger, there's this level of like, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And I think that's the one thing too, that they have such a strong foundation in that organization that's well documented. We all know that, right? Like I sat down with Harrison Barnes a couple times and he had mentioned, when that story came out about Pop being around all the time. And he was like, that is one of our strongest assets because one, it's not just Pop. As great as he's been and the influence that he continues to have, you've got Tim and Manu and, guys, David Robinson, all walking around that building at all times. And so I just think there's this belief that just may prove that experience factor a little differently than we've all been accustomed to believing, I guess. And it's one thing that I've kind of noticed with them, especially when you take down OKC as many times as they did in the regular season, and then you prove it on their home floor in a Game 7, try telling them that experience could play a factor in any way, but them overcoming it.
No doubt. Like part of what I'm counting on thinking about the Knicks is that they reached this emotional crescendo and kind of because they had seen OKC as the team that they needed to beat, And I don't know that they're thinking about the Knicks in exactly the same way. So
Could you have a little letdown?
I'm wondering if there's just a little bit, plus the way that the Knicks get shots. But when Allie said something right there, Gita, that made me think of you, she just talked about essentially when you're young, you don't know any better. Allie, it made me think of young Chris McGee on The Price is Right.
Didn't know any better.
He didn't know
had no clue
that Bob Barker had seen many of people fail.
Didn't know that a Mercury Grand Marquis wasn't $39,000.
Exactly. He didn't know. He didn't know that to the degree to which his dance moves would translate from the frat parties to national television. You know what I'm saying, Allie?
You know how many times he used that story on me in my first couple of years?
No bigger.
Allie, do you know who I am?
Yeah,
do you know who I am?
Never have said that. I just know there's no bigger jackass to ever win on that show than me. That is factual. Allie, you know what? I was at our favorite bar, North End in Hermosa Beach, Critters, dive bar, and I found myself rooting for the Spurs for the first time in my life in that game.
Wow.
And I felt the whole bar was as well. And I kept saying to these younger dudes that I know, they just might be young enough to not know, right? Like the youth, it didn't matter. They were in that game. They were in that moment, and it wasn't too big for them. And that's also scary for the rest of the league. But I, too, am with Mike a little bit. I sense, Allie, a little 2011 Dallas Mavericks vibe. A little Mavs vibe when it comes to this Knicks team. I don't know why, but I just feel like they might be right. And in that moment where they could win the series, I wouldn't pick them, but I think they can win.
Like people often say when they ask you, like, your prediction, when people tell you 7, and they don't really know, like, they'll pick a team and they'll pick them in 7. It's because they don't know.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that's one of those series that we have on our hands.
100%. All right, Allie, looking back now as we think about this finals matchup, and of course, especially coming off of OKC playing against San Antonio, and where do the Lakers fit in? And the three of us have had this conversation a few times on the air, and it seems to evolve every week when we now think about, well, all right, if you have Luka Doncic at the heart of it, that's the type of player that you have to beat a team that has Wemby on it, because you have to have the ability to beat him over the top. But then what does he need that the Lakers didn't have this year in order to combat these two ridiculous young guards who are 20 and 21, right, in terms of Harper and Castle? And because it's not just Wemby, and then it's Champagnie out in the wing, and then it's Carter Bryant, who is potentially going to be another one of these guys that's just really difficult. He's a big 4 if he starts to shoot the ball yet. Well, because I'm kind of
saying though, but
Fox is of course there and he starts, but I'm kind of thinking like at some point they're going to have to move on from Fox, if only because Harper needs to play 35 minutes a game. Castle needs to play 35 minutes a game. Now, I guess they both could play small forward. Anyway, the point is, Allie, like when you think of the Lakers and the team that you watch play every single night, like where is the biggest glaring difference, and how much do you think that having Luka at the center of it at least gives them a better head start than most teams?
I mean, no matter what, I think Luka is your cornerstone. The unfortunate thing was just that injury, right? Like I think they nailed it with Luka. I believe in that, and I'm excited to see obviously him back in action next year. I think when I look at, like, for example, the OKCs and the Spurs, I think positional size, I think youth, and I think depth. And I know you're like, oh, well, Doug, way to go on a limb, Allie. But it's true, because at the end of the day, OKC battled so much this season without a full roster. But they still never missed a beat because they had depth. You still need size. You look at the size of the Spurs. You look at the size of the Thunder, who are going to be at the top for years to come. You know, you need that size, and whether it's at certain positions or not. But no matter what, I think depth is number one. I think you need to be able to go deep into your bench. I think you need to be able to have 2 to 3 at each position if you can. Whether that's for certain stints and moments and minutes throughout the course of the game. But I think those are the big things that when you're trying to build out this roster, if you're the Lakers, you have that. And that's what a lot of teams don't have, right? Like you have that one piece. That's your one. Yeah. Now, how are you going to build out from there? I think depth is one of the biggest focuses that they need.
Allie, bringing this to the Lakers side, you and I, it's interesting, right? Like, we usually were always together working. This year, we didn't get a lot of time working because she would do the pre, or I would do the post, or she would be at this arena, or she would be, with Prime. So
I know it was confusing. I'd be like, who am I tossing to here?
Yeah, we would talk. I mean, we were always talking and texting. We'd see each other, but like, me, and you know how many text chains I have with the Lakers. You know how many friends I have that are Laker fans. So I am talking constantly about it. I took away from this year, and I know you and I have spoken about this briefly, Allie. I took away a lot of positives from this year. Like, I had a really good time being at that desk and hosting those shows with this team. 53 wins, won a playoff series, had a ton of adversity and injuries, but I walked away very happy with the season. I wasn't satisfied because we all want to win and you know how competitive I am, but I walked away in a real positive light. What are some of your takeaways from this season with the Lakers?
Well, I agree with you, Dieter, because I don't think they're too far off. But at the same time, I think you have to, think about how they have to play their cards right and where do you begin. I walked away with the same feeling as you. I think, too, that stretch that put them in the position to close out the regular season the way they did, it almost felt like down the stretch, there was like 3 seasons in one. It was that stretch where they went on that incredible run.
March.
The heater that Luka was on, led by Luka. At the same time, you're getting a transformation of the number one scorer ever in the game in LeBron James, and seeing that happen at 41 years old and like willingly, the joy of watching him play the game the way he was and impacting from a completely different role that no one thought he would be able to do, let alone actually do it. And then, you lose Luka and Austin in a blink of an eye in the same freaking game. Like how, what, why, what is this team going to do? And the rally that they put forth, I believe I was on that game in Golden State when going into it in the regular season. Trudell, you were there. We were going back and forth about the walk-off interview, and I had LeBron. And, going into that, that's where JJ was like, I just need to know that I've got 9 guys, 10 guys that are all in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that moment that there was another season. And then you look at that first opening round series. No one picked them. We all know this, right? We're watching every single day. But the continued buy-in to one another from the top down, I think is what leaves you walking away unsatisfied for the expectation of what the Los Angeles Lakers are, but holding a feeling of promising if you're able to run it back in some form capacity next season.
March was so damn fun, and that was well said, Allie.
Yeah.
So fun.
Allie, this is kind of a random one, but I just thinking about, some of the talent in terms of analysts that you work with, and keeping it Lakers for a moment. So, of course, we have James, we have Robert Horry, we have Fish. I was looking for like a friendly version, just a quick Google check of the blank, marry, kill, and I came up with hug, handshake, ghost. So if you had to hug, handshake, ghost between Fish, Robert Horry, and James Worthy, how are you going there?
Oh, I'm ghosting Rob. I'll handshake Fish, and I'll hug Big Game.
Oh, my God, that answer was just perfection.
I'll ghost Rob so hard. I just did it. I was like, I got Trudell and Geeter, bro. I got to go.
That didn't take her long. Yeah.
That didn't take her long. She didn't even know that was coming. That's how impressive that was.
She's on point with that one. Can I get one? Can I get one going back to Cleveland LeBron story? What's something that stands out because I don't think at that time, Allie, when you were back, I don't even know how old you were, just got into the business a couple years ago. And here we are now in 2026, about to go into the 26-27 season, and he was still like a borderline All-NBA player at age 41. So, what's a LeBron anecdote for us?
What's the LeBron story?
And I put you on the spot. It could also just be
you really did.
Yeah, it could also just be how ridiculous it is that he's still doing it.
It has to be from that finals, right, Allie, down 3-1. I know you've talked about that just in terms of that team too and what they were able to do.
Yeah, I think maybe it was led obviously by LeBron, but I think the one story that doesn't get told enough or isn't felt to the full degree because you'd have to be there, and it's been told, but unless you were there and on the airplane, was the feeling going out for Game 5. On the airplane, on the team plane, the feeling going out was this unusual, uncomfortable comfortability about going into that game.
Down 3-1.
And down 3-1 and no one believing in you. And, Clay had the comments at the podium for the finals media day, in between games, kind of the jokes that ensued and stuff like that. All of that, just the eerie, uncomfortable, but comfortable feeling. And then when he and Kyrie went out and delivered those performances, there was just from that moment, there was, I hate to say it because obviously it's oh yeah, well they won, but I'm telling you that feeling was oh, they got this. You send it back for Game 6, they got this. Yeah. I just think those are some of the moments that he could always really just have his own, just his presence alone during that time was the most calming, but no one knew except him. like, the stories that ensued after that too, when they won the championship and everyone's going out and partying on the team, the team took a different route and they went through Vegas, and people like us, we got kicked off and put on a different plane back to Cleveland. And, the team goes and they celebrate in Vegas, and it was awesome. And we all see the videos, but Bron, you don't see Bron in those videos. And that's because he was off having a steak dinner by himself.
Love it.
Because he was so exhausted.
Allie.
And it's because he carried that kind of weight that entire series.
Yeah. Did it for
but
you,
he was doing it
Cleveland.
with a bunch of guys that had never done it. I mean,
Yeah.
Champ was the only one, I think, on the team.
Yeah, the
maybe?
only one. The only one.
Yeah.
Allie, I don't know if you can
So-
answer this question as quickly as you did Hug, Shake, and Ghost, but best fit for LeBron James, season 24.
Best fit this year?
No, for season 24. Where do you see LeBron best fit?
It
I thought we
sounded
were talking
like he was.
fashion.
Yeah, that's
I
what
was like,
his
my
first.
God.
Yeah.
What was his best fit? What was his best fit in 23
2 years ago.
You know me.
What?
Probably the back-to-back Nike Tech fits he wore for games 1 and 2 in
For
OKC.
sure.
I'm just kidding. Best at LA.
Yeah.
LA.
It's pretty simple.
Personally and professionally, obviously we know. No one's making a decision for LeBron. No one can predict it. We can all sit here and act like we can, but we'll just lose our brains doing it. And rightfully so, he's earned that, but LA. I don't see him anywhere else.
All right, Allie, it's been a pleasure.
Can't wait to be your agent.
Oh.
Mike and I are talking about it. We're going to have a
Please.
meeting.
Yeah, we're fighting over it.
You
Yeah.
please.
Toledo
You're
legend,
hired.
Van Wert
Deal
legend.
done.
Yep, you're one of the best.
Yep,
we
you
love
are.
we love having you on, and thank you so much for hanging out with
We
us.
love
Allie.
you.
I appreciate you guys. Love you. Bye.
All
Bye.
right. There's Allie Clifton.
Great.
Great
All-timer.
individual, great professional.
You know what? Definition, great friend. She's a great friend.
Great friend.
Yep.
All right, Lakers talk is not over yet.
It's
you have
not.
us for an additional full hour
Let's
after this,
go.
Geeter, and we have plenty to get to. But one thing that I've worked on this for a while
Yeah.
with our good friends at Toyota here
Oh, yeah.
at the station, and I put together the top 50 moments in Lakers history. Okay, now I have a couple. And we're going to go almost straight to the top 10 after I give you just a sprinkling of the others.
Yeah.
And I have a couple that I think you may have a hard time picking between because
Okay.
they are like your children
Okay.
in some ways.
Yeah.
All right. He's Chris McGee. I'm Mike Trudell. Keep hanging with us on Lakers Talk, ESPN Los Angeles.
Eat, play, stay, and cheer this summer as the world's biggest football tournament comes to LA. Head over to LA Live to enjoy food and drink offerings from over 20 restaurants and watch every match. Catch every soccer moment this summer with your favorite crew. Big matches call for big flavors, so grab your table, order another round, and let's cheer on the world. The action begins July 11th through July 19th. See you at LA Live.
Rams fans, D-Far here. The Rams are making history in 2026, heading to Melbourne, Australia to face the Niners. You can be there. I've teamed up with True Fan Travel to hook you up with the ultimate fan experience. Game tickets, hotels, exclusive events, even a chance to meet me all in one package. This isn't just a trip, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Visit TrueFanTravel.com right now and secure your spot. That's TrueFanTravel.com. See you there.
Hey guys, if you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that could last for weeks. Getting sick right before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy can be really stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Packs to treat wide ranges of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. You just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook, or you call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your bed sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. Promo code is 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
This is Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell on your home of Lakers basketball, ESPN LA, 710 AM on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
It's tough to come in on and interrupt this beat. You know what I mean?
It's hard to.
This is kind of. This is how a kid from Minnesota, like literally the first thing that I ever knew about Los Angeles
was the RBC.
Was just like NWA and then Snoop and Dre and it just I was like, that place seems pretty cool.
You're like, you know what? I can fit in there.
But just the specific beats too that they came was not. This was not like it was not how East Coast hip hop sounded. It was not like anything before that had sounded. It just truly a unique,
more laid back, huh?
Well,
more laid back beat.
Laid back, but hard too.
Yeah.
You know, not laid back and
100%.
chill. Like to be both laid back but also hit that hard is kind of to me what defines.
Don't think it ain't hard, by the way.
West
Like
Coast
that's we can be chill.
Man. All right, this is Lakers Talk. I am Mike Trudell, and he is Chris McGee. We got Funchy
I'm having a good time, man.
And DeAndre on the keys for us. And we have a call. I didn't even throw out the number yet. Funchy, throw out the number for us.
It is 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776.
If you want to call and talk to Geeter or myself, feel free. I like when Funchy says the number. I mean, I know what it is, but I like when he says it.
I've always had to call in. It's nice to be on the other side of it.
Nice to be on the side of it. All right, we have Solomon in Lake Balboa. Now, Solomon, you must be familiar with Van Nuys.
Yes.
And where Geeter grew up. Do you have any insight into that? Because I'm learning about where Lake Balboa is in accordance with it.
Okay. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I'm a city boy. I went to Hamilton High, born and raised in the city. I never, ever thought I'd live in the valley. Lake Balboa is a unique neighborhood. Yes, it's Van Nuys. It's the far west regions of Van Nuys, bumping up against what's next? Not Tarzana. Well, Tarzana, Encino, in that area.
Okay,
beautiful.
Where'd you grow up specifically?
So Solomon,
Geeter?
I grew up on Victory and White Oak, kind of across the street from Birmingham High School. And Lake Balboa did not exist. So it was good for you to break that down because I saw Solomon from Lake Balboa, and I've heard you call into the show before. So I was like, oh, we got to ask him because I wasn't exactly sure what the new Lake Balboa is.
Oh, that's amazing, man. That's in the. I didn't know. I'm not a valley boy. I was born and raised in the city. I went to Hamilton High.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, all right.
So I moved
Solomon,
out here late in life.
What do you got for us, sir?
Okay, so here's the thing. A comment and a couple of questions. Comment. And it was proven, I think, in Game 7. Victor Wembanyama was more valuable to his team and had more effect on this series than SGA. SGA is a great player. I think he was exposed a little bit. He was a little bit limited on how much he could affect his team and the rest of the series. That's my comment. My question, if OKC is at full strength, do we have the same outcome? And going forward, who you got and why, Knicks or Spurs?
Okay, Solomon, thank you for the context there. It's a good question. I'll say this, Geeter, just to start, and then you hit on the second point that Solomon asked. I thought that Wemby was very clearly the best player in that series. I get that Shea had a great Game 7. Mm-hmm. It was the first great game that he really had of the whole series. And I think we way too often, and you don't do this, I know this because you and I used to get mad when people would talk about AD having a bad game when he completely dominated the whole thing defensively, and then he just didn't get as many shots because LeBron was hot or whatever. KCP got hot that night, and so I think that players that dominate defensively have long been undersold in our league. I think back to my childhood, Kevin Garnett was a player like this. Hakeem Olajuwon was a player like this. AD was certainly a player like this. Wemby is now a player like this where, yes, he averaged 27 points on 48% from the field, 40% from three in the series, 90% from the free throw line, but his main value is that he screwed up everything OKC wanted to do on offense. Shea, amazing offensive player, good, fine defensively, right? But he's not ever guarding the best player. He's not ever having to exert himself that much. He's really doing it more on the offensive end. So I think the difference between them is actually pretty big in terms of the impact on the series. So that's the first thing that I would say to Solomon.
I wouldn't go with exposed, but I agree with him that Wemby was clearly the MVP of this series and the best player in the series. And I'll just take it a little step further, Mike. I think you got to credit those guards as well from San Antonio, the athleticism, the way they got into SGA, because when you watch SGA live, which you and I have, and I was at that game twice this year when they played OKC at Crypto, and we did the show from down there.
Yep.
And then obviously in the playoffs watching, he's just able to get to his spots, and the mid-range is so nasty, and he's able to control the game and get the calls. It just wasn't that way against the Spurs. And a part of that is Wemby not getting into the lane, but also crediting those San Antonio Spurs guards. I thought they were fantastic. I thought they played him hard. And so I'm not going to go with exposed. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. He's the MVP for a reason. And SGA's a great player. You're not going to win every time out, man. You're going to fail, and that's part of being a great player in this league. But Wemby was the man. And I just don't know if I've ever seen a guy change something like that before.
Now, might I add, though, that
yes,
the Lakers kind of had something as far as figuring out how to guard SGA.
Put out a little blueprint?
Yeah, because J.J. Redick put out that blueprint as far as
they made it hard on him.
As soon as SGA crossed the half-court line, double him, get the ball out of his hands early, the Spurs are able to do that. And I know they threw different looks, and the Spurs' perimeter defenders are a little bit better than the Lakers, but we've seen the formula kind of thrown out there already, what the Lakers were able to do against SGA.
Well, DeAndre, you are a ball knower, so you're always welcome to make any point.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think a couple of things that made that a more difficult task for Shea, and this is if I'm kind of apologizing in a sense for saying how clearly Wemby was better. And I'm also feeling badly for the Lakers in this context because while the Lakers did do a great job of loading up on SGA, Marcus Smart had the initial assignment, and then they brought players who aren't even, as you said, not even in the caliber from an athleticism and a size standpoint of Harper and Castle. They brought some help over, but that's when A.J. Mitchell killed the Lakers.
And McCain and Chet
and McCain
Hartenstein.
after that, but everybody else, but especially that secondary ball handler in Mitchell. And because he didn't have that, the Spurs were able to load up on him in a certain way. Whereas in a regular season game, if Castle or Harper is getting into him to that extent, then Mitchell's over there on the weak side, and you just can't quite rotate in time. So I think that's an absolute big factor as well.
For me, the best part was seeing OKC fail and going, you know what? They aren't going to run 4 off in a row.
No, and
it's going to be a while before you can be a dynasty. It's nice to see, man. I loved it.
Remember early in the season, because they started so hot, right? God. And everyone's like, oh, just what are we going to do? And it's kind of like, all right, hold on.
Gotta let it happen. I know.
And injuries are, even for a team that is as deep as OKC was, injuries make such a big difference in a postseason context. So you can never just assume somebody else is going to win.
8-4 Spurs.
Let's go to Alex in one of my favorite towns, Hermosa Beach. What's up, Alex?
Oh, let's go, HB.
What's up, Gator? This is Alex.
What's happening?
I just want to, pause from Rosie's buddy.
Oh, what's up?
There you go. What's happening, man? There you go. What's up? What do you got for us?
I just wanted to see if you guys think Jackson Hayes can turn into anything because, he seems like the type that, the high energy, but he's just, I don't know why he disappears sometimes.
I love my locals in Hermosa Beach, by the way. Good job, Alex. For me, Mike, I think Jackson Hayes, and I was a big advocate for him this year, and I remember last year when they traded AD and he kind of had to become the starter. He did a really nice job, and he had a great run when Luka came in, and he had games where he was getting 19 on, 9 shots and all that stuff. But then the playoffs came, and he got played off the court. He got into foul trouble, got a technical, and we all know what happened. I thought he was much better this year. And in that role off the bench, I really liked him. Great energy, catches lobs, hustle guy, extra possessions, all those things. Did a pretty good job in the playoffs as well. I give him a lot of credit. I do like Jackson Hayes, and I like him in that role.
It's a fair way to summarize it, Geeter. I would say that, so Jackson Hayes, if you want to think about Luka as a key part of this, right, moving forward, the importance of having not just a lob threat, but a lob threat who can really go and get it. And he can. Okay, his elevator doesn't stop, keeps going up, and he's got great hands. He's also able to very fluidly go from the catch to the dunk.
Not easy.
Better than almost anybody.
That matters.
It really does. So I like that. And then I thought he's made progress defensively. Now, last year he added about 10 pounds of muscle in the offseason. I think he could probably, I don't know if I want to say 10 more, but maybe 5 more, because you don't want to lose the pop that he has coming off the floor, but he still can get moved around a little bit by some guys, right? Like by a Jokic now, who doesn't. But to me, I think he's key in that backup spot if you can get an elite guy to kind of take the pressure off in that starting spot. But I think that he's absolutely worthy of being a backup. And there are some matchups where he could start
because nowadays
and play well.
People are rolling 3 bigs, right? I mean, 2 for sure, but there's always a third as well, like nowadays.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I do think that you want a third guy, and I think that like Maxi Kleber just wasn't able to stay healthy.
I feel like I've been saying 2 for the last decade, but it's getting to be 3.
You need 3 now.
To be honest with you.
And
Lob catcher, space the floor, and then you're one.
Right. And what the Lakers haven't had around Luka Doncic is a stretch five. Yeah. Now, Jackson, by the way, he did lead the Lakers in three-point percentage this year.
On 4 of them?
As we joked around with him this year. All right. Thank you for those calls. We will
Alex
take some more.
Is that James Worthy's friends? That we said I missed that part. That's why I was looking at.
I didn't catch that
okay,
exactly.
I think he said it's James Worthy's guy.
Either.
Alex
but yeah, but he's our guy now.
He's our guy.
All right,
now.
Alex
Hermosa
from
Beach.
H3. Yeah, shout out. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Hometown.
So, okay. All right, much more coming up on Lakers Talk. Now, look, your calls were good enough that we didn't have to get right to the top 50 moments, but we are doing that next. I'm going to ping Geeter on that. Coming up next, it's Chris McGee and Mike Trudell on Lakers Talk, ESPN, LA.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
This World Cup season, the ultimate watch party experience is at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, and all the flavors that make every match unforgettable. Grab fire-grilled asada tacos, slow-braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more. Join us for every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. I'm here with Angie from Angelica's Insurance. Every team needs a strong defense, and when it comes to protecting what matters most, they've got you covered.
That's right. From auto and home to renters, business, and life insurance, we built a game plan tailored just for you.
And if life throws a penalty your way, like a DUI, for example,
we got you. We specialize in DUIs, SR22 coverage, getting you back on the road fast and affordably. Visit angelicas-ins.com or call 1-888-717-0773 for your free quote today.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
This is Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell on your home of Lakers basketball, ESPN LA, 710 AM on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
All right, Lakers Talk back. It's Mike Trudell and Chris McGee. And Peter, I had a fun project this year.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't
by the
easy.
way, a hard project.
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy.
So the idea, the concept came because it was the 50-year anniversary of Toyota and their sponsorship with the Lakers. And, of course, Toyota, a big partner with the radio station. And we're kind of thinking, what can we do here? And I was like, well, what about the top 50 moments in Lakers history? And this is – so I have done a lot of Lakers history stuff over the years, and just trying to put it all into perspective. And a lot of the times we'll be on the road, and in the front of the bus is Stu Lance, who, I mean, has been to more Laker games than anybody but Chick Hearn himself, right? It's Billy McDonald. It's John Ireland. Both of them are encyclopedias about sports.
Right there. You're talking about two of the GOATs when it comes to that.
The greatest guys ever. We love them both. They went to Corona
Big mentors for us.
Went to Corona Del Mar High School. Laker fans their whole lives, right? No, they know everything. Okay, and so all I've done, I have just basically been asking them, pinging, hey, what do you think of this? And then Michael Thompson, of course, who actually played for the Showtime Lakers.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this is a good group for me to throw some stuff off so I can compile this list accurately.
And you know what I love about this list? And when it comes to the Lakers, the history is so rich, and there are so many unbelievable moments that I think it causes it'll generate talk and debate because moments that are special to you can be from 2 generations ago, right? Like, so maybe someone that's in their 20s, 2010 against the Celtics is going to be their number one, but they also weren't alive in the 80s, right?
Dude.
They don't remember when, the Lakers got Shaq.
Yeah.
or when Kobe was traded for Vlade.
And this is why
that's why it's awesome, man.
This is why I had to call upon the different generations,
Yeah.
right? And so I'll just give you a couple, like to let you know how deep this thing goes. Number 50 is Michael Cooper winning Defensive Player of the Year. So this is 87. Dr. Jerry Buss. So Coop told me this story. He bought him a teal Mercedes-Benz 420 as a thank you.
What a G.
He said, "Hey Coop, I got something waiting for you in the garage." And then he gave him the keys. Boom. It's specially made. There's only one color. It's a teal Mercedes. That's number 50. That would have been like number 8. And actually, that would have been number 1 probably in Clippers franchise history.
Yeah, of course it would have.
It probably would have been like number for the Timberwolves where I grew up. That would have been like number 7 or something like that. Okay, so then you got like the Lakers drafting Gail Goodrich in 65. That Gail Goodrich is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 46. The Lakers acquiring Michael Thompson, helping secure back-to-back titles in 87 and 88. That's 43.
Ones. Yeah.
All right, Phil Jackson winning his 10th NBA title. I had it 38. I had Elgin Baylor's 71-point game in 1960 is 39.
Yeah.
I had Fish's .4 shot for San Antonio at 31.
And I'm going to say
31.
I'm going to tell you why that's 31 though. Had that led to a title,
it would have been
in
higher.
04, it would have been higher.
But
Remember,
even
they ended
31
up
is pretty
losing
high.
to Detroit.
It's pretty high for a game winner.
Game winner, but it was a game winner where everyone who was alive at that point, and especially for a guy like me that was in his late 20s, early 30s, that was one of the greatest moments ever. I mean, dog pile at the bottom of Stratton's.
Now there are many franchises
just hoisting cocktails,
just crushing.
Absolutely raging.
There are many franchises that have never won a title. Okay, I have the Lakers winning the bubble title here at number 27. That means there are 26 moments better than
the
a
bubble title,
which is insane. And by the way,
there's a lot of titles,
and I could push that one up.
Yeah.
Except that number 26 is when the Lakers trade for Powell, and then they go to 3 straight NBA titles and they win 2.
I think why you put that one in front, and I agree with that, is because Powell changed history there for Kobe and for the Lakers. You go to 3 straight finals, you win 2 of those. You go back to back again. You get 5 in that first 10 years. You had to have those titles, and you don't beat the Celtics without him. And that cemented Kobe's legacy. Not that he needed it, but you know what I'm saying. So the bubble title for me is a great moment, and I hate that.
Don't you dare!
You and I know
Don't
that.
You dare tell me it didn't.
When people try to heckle, and listen, to me, it's a complete embarrassment. And if it wasn't the Lakers and LeBron, everyone would think it was awesome. And I just want to say, how about you go back in time and remember that the world was shut down, whatever your beliefs are, and how about give props to a league for actually giving us a sport to watch and enjoy for 90 days. And by the way, they played 72 games that year, 70 games.
That's the greater point. They
best. Played 4 out of 7 series against Dame, against Harden and Russ.
Here, look,
against the Joker.
I knew this was going to derail us because I'm with you, but they won 17 straight Western Conference road games that year.
They were the best team by far.
They were number 2 in the league. They beat everybody. They went 4-1, 4-1, 4-1 in the West. Okay? And then it should have been 4-1 against the Heat. Butler has that crazy game 5, and then the Lakers beat him by 60 in game 6.
Can I say one more thing about it that you're going to like?
You say one thing.
A Boston guy, radio guy, was heckling the bubble. I went back and did a deep dive, and a year before, he was basically crying when Boston lost. So I called him out on that.
You called him out?
Right? Yeah, because I'm like, if they would have won, you would have counted this as one of the great rings of all time.
So that's ridiculous.
And I told him, you know who got robbed? I went on a show. I said, you know who got robbed? We did.
Laker fans.
Yeah, and we would have been raging in the streets, fool.
And
we would have had a parade on Figueroa. AD would have hit that shot at home. Like, we missed our parties.
Guess what was?
We're the best team.
Guess what helps?
Jackass.
Guess what helps when you're the 1 seed? Home court advantage.
Yeah.
Lakers didn't have it.
Thank you.
All the other teams got to play straight up against a team that would have had home court. Everyone would have been raging here. They would have been introducing Kareem at game 1 of the finals. It would have brought out Magic at game 2. I mean, come on, stop. Okay, a couple more moments. We'll take a break. We'll get to the top 10. Lakers, Shaq wins his 3rd straight finals MVP in 2002. That's number 23.
Wow.
I know. It could have been number 1.
Man,
okay,
Shaq
number
Diesel
22.
was so fun.
Lakers acquire Kareem. 21. Lakers win 2009 title over Orlando versus Kobe with the clear leader.
And your first.
Number 20. Lakers win 5 chips in Minneapolis, including 3 straight from 52 to 54.
Okay.
Number 19. Dr. Buss buys the team in 1979. Goes
Big
on
moment.
to cement himself as the greatest owner in sports history. Number 18. Lakers draft Elgin Baylor in 1959. Bob Short said the team would have folded if they didn't give him that year. They weren't financially viable until he joined. Number 17, Kobe and Shaq win their first title. in 2000, number 16.
I was at that game, Game 6.
I couldn't believe how far I had to drop this one down because this
What?
one. Lakers go 15-1 in the 2001 postseason.
It was
the most dominant playoff run in NBA history, capped by the title.
For those of you that are younger fans, or maybe were a little too young to remember 2001, it was the most insane beatings of all time. You sweep Portland in 3, and then you absolutely bury Sacramento, who
Crush.
was, a
Destroy.
big, took us to 5. They were 8 seed the year before, and then absolutely decimated San Antonio.
Killed them.
People don't remember that. San Antonio was the 1 seed.
Phil crushed
And the late-
Popovich
by
year
the way,
after year.
They won by 40
Yeah.
in those games at home.
Kobe
And
beat
Phil,
Duncan.
Phil got kicked out game 1.
Phil beat Popovich. They were
And they
almost
won.
always better. They almost always beat the Spurs. That's one thing. Whenever it comes up like greatest coach, I'm like, come on, Phil crushed Pop. Like, stop.
Yep.
And Kobe crushed Duncan head to head most of the time.
Yep.
Okay, two more, and then we're going to get to the top 10.
Okay.
All right. Actually, 3 more. Number 13, Lakers trade Vlade for the rights to draft Kobe Bryant in
Bean
1996.
Bryant.
Rest is history. Number
Thank
12,
God for that.
Lakers select Jerry West at number 2 overall in 1960, beginning his remarkably influential run as a player and probably the greatest GM in NBA history.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the logo. You're right. And I like the spot that you put that in because obviously Kobe, what he means to you and I personally, knowing him, and then what he means to the city, Laker fans. But Jerry West in 1960, that run he had all the way to the 2000s is unmatched.
Come on. All right, 2 more. Or sorry, 1 more, and then we'll get to the top 10. Number 11, Kobe's 81-point game. You ask yourself, how could that not be a top 10 moment? Well, wait till you hear the top 10 coming up next. Okay? Coming up next, it's Lakers Talk, Mike Trudell and Chris
segment.
McGee
Good stuff.
on 710 ESPN LA.
ESPN LA is hitting the road. Tune in Friday, June 5th to Sedano and Cap as we broadcast live from SeaWorld San Diego. We'll take a look at the all-new shark encounter that is now open, then check out Dolphin Adventures and soak in all the summer energy, including live concerts with artists like Soulja Boy and more. Don't miss Sedano and Cap live Friday, June 5th from SeaWorld San Diego on ESPN LA. SeaWorld San Diego, open your world to something amazing.
Hey, it's Mace. You've probably shopped or donated at a Goodwill Southern California store, but that's just part of the story. They're providing job training, career placement for veterans, youth, and people working to get back into the workforce through their partnership with Verizon Skill Forward. You can access free online college courses to build new skills and take the next step in your career. For more, go to powerofwork.goodwillsocal.org. That's powerofwork.goodwillsocal.org, brought to you by Goodwill Southern California and Verizon Skill Forward.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
This is Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell on your home of Lakers basketball, ESPN LA, 710 AM on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Speaking of a Lakers fan, I know for a fact that I've gotten a chance to interview Snoop on Lakers broadcasts twice. One time was in San Antonio. I don't remember why he was there. I think he was shooting something, some kind of movie or something. Were you in studio that game?
Yes, and we've never had him in studio. The only time I interviewed him was with Fox State Championship, Long Beach Paulie Grant. I was the play-by-play guy, and we were having a pregame show, and he came on. I never had him as a Laker.
I mean, we don't have to say it. I mean, obviously everybody's seen him now. It's tough to beat Snoop. I mean, he's just cooler than everybody.
He's better than you.
He's just better.
Yeah.
Okay. So we we were just talking about some of the greatest moments in Lakers history, and I compiled this list, and I have the top 10 coming up. Now, I probably said how many moments that I just went over in the previous segment do you think could have qualified for the top 10? At least, I don't know, 10 or 11?
I mean, any other franchise, at least. And you didn't even go through them all. But, yeah, I mean, some of those moments that you mentioned and didn't even mention that are still in that list that you told me about a little bit. I don't know the top 10.
Well, here,
but Mike shared some.
Let's get to
it.
it.
It's insane.
Number 11, the hardest cut for the top 10 was Kobe's 81-point game. And, I mean, it speaks for itself. I still hear Billy Mack's voice, 81-point game. And you were, let's see, now, were you working that game?
I was not covering that game. Remember, that was AFC NFC Championship game. I was laying on my couch in Hermosa Beach. Remember, Twitter wasn't a thing at this point, but everyone realized the game was going on. You're calling your friends, and I watched it.
You calling all your buddies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just insane. All right. So number 10, a coworker of yours, a gentleman that we are lucky enough to call a friend, Big Shot Bob. Robert Horry beats the Kings at the buzzer.
Yeah.
Game 4, 2002 Western Conference Finals against Sac. You can still see Vlade Divac tip out the miss. And it just somehow lands directly into the hands of the person, if you're a Laker, that you want taking that
Rob
shot.
is always taught, if someone's tapping the ball out, they're going to tap it towards midcourt. So he saw Kobe do his thing and go in and Shaq, and he was like, why would I go in there?
So he relocates.
So he relocates to the top of the key and gets a great assist from Vlade.
That's a winning
And when
play.
Vlade said it was just luck, then Rob got pissed in that press conference and said, well, he should go read the paper or something.
I mean,
go ask somebody.
Look, it ain't luck, okay? Not because there's so many elements of that, and I'm glad that you just brought that up. I don't think people realize that the first thing that had to happen was his court awareness.
Yes.
And instead of just kind of panic, like a lot of players, when it's in that kind of situation, it's like, hey, superstar, please bail us out, and they just watch.
The play
Big Shot wasn't watching.
The play was called "What the F," I think Rob said, and it was just like that's what happens. You just go to the rack, Shaq follows, and whatever the hell happens. And Rob's like, well, I'm not going in there.
In a big shot that pays off in what? A title. So that's part of why it's on the list. Okay.
That's 10.
Number 9, Game 6, 1980. A young Geeter. Okay, I had yet to be born. You were like, what, 8 years old or something like that? Okay. Magic Johnson.
I was 9, 42, 14.
All right,
7.
so Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is out, injured. Magic Johnson, as a rookie, mind you, goes for, you probably remember the numbers, but.
I thought it was 42, 14, and 7.
You missed it by 1. 42, 15, and 7.
Oh, how did I not know that? Magic's my favorite player of all time.
40. Well, you're pretty close there. Okay,
so
42, 15, and 7 to beat Philly without Kareem, the youngest Finals MVP ever. An incredible moment, and I think
He was not legally able to drink. He was 20 years old, people. He was a rookie out of Michigan State. Kareem, the GOAT at the time, gets hurt, sprains his ankle. Magic gets on the plane, sits in Kareem's seat, and says,
I got you.
Magic's here.
I mean, and so you had an older brother who was how many years older?
5 years older. So a lot of beating.
So he's into it then.
Yes, he issued a lot of beatdowns.
Which means you're into it then.
Oh, no.
In terms of
Oh, yeah.
So you're more than an average 9-year-old at that point.
Yeah.
In
We
terms of your
dropped out of the womb, purple and gold, whole family dialed in. Oh, yeah.
So what a moment then. And then not only that, but then to realize, oh, this is going to be our guy. This is my
Magic.
guy?
This is
my guy? And we just won already?
Yeah.
So just Cloud 9.
Yeah.
That's
and you know who else was great in that
9.
game? Jamal Wilkes.
Oh, Silk just
was
burying
wild in that
Jays
game.
everywhere. Nice little soft jump shot there. Okay, number 8, the Kobe to Shaq alley-oop. Game 7, 2000 Western Conference Finals against Portland.
Down 15.
Down 15 points in the fourth quarter.
A lob.
And you know what? I always think back to the Bishaw 3.
Yeah, Bishaw 3, and Rob had 3 threes, I think, in that quarter.
But the Bishaw 3 to kind of like
start
keep them, at the end of the end of the third?
Yeah, might have banked in.
Yeah. And that just kind of like, all right, guys, like it's not over yet. And then obviously peaking with the alley-oop and just the Shaq expression, sprinting.
Yeah.
Now, you're an adult at this point, but I'm guessing you turned back into a boy.
Buddy, I mean, we're talking height of Laker fandom, right? You're
just
talking 30 years, 29 years old. I was actually 28.
Were you at a bar raging?
28 years old. I was coming back from Mexico, did not go to this game. Went to my brother's house. He had a girlfriend at the time. She's no longer with this family. We booted her right away. She came in and was like, "Oh, Portland's winning." I was so pissed. And my wife will now tell you we were first dating. I got out. I walked down the street to this random town that they were in, and I went to a local dive bar. And my now wife came and found me, and we watched the entire comeback together.
You couldn't be there with this
at
person.
a dive random bar in the middle of San Diego.
Did you blame your brother for that at the time?
I was. By the way, I never spoke to her again. I think he broke up with her 2 weeks later.
All right, number 7. Now this one's going to be close to your heart, okay? Because of all of the people that you work with, and we love them all, but there's one individual that is just not only a gem of a person, but so great on the air. Such a great play. We're talking about big game James
Big game
Worthy.
James Worthy.
How about the triple-double in Game 7 of the finals?
Yeah, my junior year in high school.
The only triple-double of his career, but he saved it for the time that the squad needed it the most against Detroit. Lakers win. You've probably talked about it with him before. Like, give me 30 seconds on
and
big
not
game.
to get sentimental, Mike, but I remember it was after my cousin's graduation. My dad and I were at a restaurant in the bar watching, and it was absolutely packed. And it's one of those memories I have of my father that I will never, ever forget, like the joy on both of our face. Big game, that was his only triple-double.
Only one?
And what do you have, 40, 42?
Let me look up the numbers. I didn't even have it on here.
James Worthy, I'm sure most of the fans that listen to this show, all Laker fans and stuff, if you're driving in LA, if you've ever come in contact with Big Game, everyone says the same thing. He's just one of the greatest guys ever, right? He'll talk to you. He'll take pictures with you. He loves golf.
I think it was 36, 16, and 10. Let me double. Yes, 36, 16, and 10.
16 and 10
with 2 steals.
Yeah, 40.
15
his career high is 40.
15 to 22 from the field.
Yeah,
not bad.
Yeah, and it was kind of like his moment to, I don't know, not separate, but everyone always loved James Worthy, but Kareem's at the tail end of his career and slowing down, still a phenomenal player. He got MVP of the finals 2 years prior. And it was Magic's league and Magic's team, right? It wasn't Jordan's yet, and James Worthy having that moment, and that's where the nickname Big Game is from. So listen, I mean, is there a better nickname? Big Shot and Big Game. I work with the two greatest nicknames in all of sports.
I love it when I'll be at the arena, right? And you'll kind of toss it out, and I'll see in the monitor, and on your left you got James Worthy. Well, actually, I guess they're both on your left.
Yeah.
So because you're on.
I used to be in the middle. I used to be in the middle.
Yeah. Just think not just the amount of rings and the stories and the quality of the humans, and we wouldn't tell you that if he wasn't such a great guy, we wouldn't tell you that. We just would move on and be like, oh, great player.
I mean, I'm telling you,
he's the best.
Everyone listening, you get a chance to meet the OG, meet Big Game.
He's
Go up and say hi. Like, don't feel weird about it at all.
No.
And Rob too. To be honest with you, all those guys are just the best dudes ever. But I hated the Pistons, man. Like, and I mean with like a passion.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and then the Lakers probably win the next year if
undefeated going in. They went to Montecito for the camp.
Michael Thompson always tells us. Pat Riley was like, we got to stay sharp.
Magic and Byron got hurt.
Hamstrings go. All right, I'm going to give you one more, and then we're going to have to take a break to get to the top 5. Okay. Number 6. Geeter and I were there.
Oh.
Lakers beat the Celtics.
2010.
Game 7.
Meta.
2010. Now, this is the one where I thought maybe I should put this higher. Now, one of the to spoil it is that it's not the first time that they beat the Celtics in the finals, which is higher. Okay, because of all that meant to the franchise. But that game, and specifically for Kobe Bryant, who nobody knew the Lakers Celtics history better than Kobe. And
he had to win that match.
He had to, and everybody wants to focus. This always pisses me off. Everybody wants to focus on the fact that Kobe couldn't shoot the ball
Who cares?
from the field in that game. Well, hold on a second.
Literally 20 rebounds.
Literally nobody else in that game shot it either. Okay, it
was a brawl. It was a Donnybrook.
They had there were no legs left. Here's what Paul Pierce went 5 for 15.
Yeah.
Ray Allen went 3 for 14. Ray Allen's one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. 3 for 14. Okay. Moving on, the only player that was efficient for Boston was KG, who is 7 feet tall and shoots over the top.
Started and had a few buckets.
And she, by the way, that actually helped him. He was 5 for 11, but KG was 8 for 13. Now, Pau also couldn't really hit anything in that game. Pau was 6 for 16. Meta World Peace at the time Rounder Test was 7 for 18. Okay, Bynum was 1 for 5.
Wow.
Odom was 3 for 8. The only guy that hit a couple shots, our guy Fish, 4 for 6, 2 for 2 from 3 because he's just clutch. But Kobe ends up 6 for 24, but leads the game other than Pau with 15 rebounds, a steal, and just kind of does everything and just wills the Lakers to that win.
When everyone asks me what my favorite ring is, whether I was growing up or whatever, I always go to 2010 because I think it means the most to me because it was the 1 year I got to travel. That's where I met you and travel with the team. You know, Luke's one of my dear friends and good buddies, and just to be around at that time.
Shout out Luke Walton.
Shout out to Big Luke. That to me was just one of the most unbelievable experiences going into the locker room after the game. And I think I've told you this story. I didn't know that door to the left even existed. And I went in. Luke brings me in to that room, and it's me, Luke, Kobe, Vanessa, and D Fish. Luke's got a handle. He and I are toasting, having some shots, and Kobe's just right there with Vanessa. It was just an amazing moment that I will always have in my head, for life. Like, that was, to me, one of my favorite wins of all time.
Absolute peak highlight that you will never be able to beat.
Peak rage.
Yeah. Well, at least until Millie wins a natty at
USC.
Yeah.
Maybe she just won two natties also in the last 3 years.
Okay. Coming up next. Okay, we do have some other stuff to get to, but we got to finish out the top five. How are there 5 moments better than the ones that we just talked about? I don't know, because
these are like my favorites already.
And if you disagree with any of these, feel free. You can give us a call, 877-710-3776. It's Lakers Talk. My name is Mike Trudell. He's Chris McGee, 710 ESPN.
Call Jacob. Hey, Cap. Every day we talk about how challenging it is when you get into an accident. Obviously, you're dealing with the emotional aspect of it. Your car is totaled. So when your car's totaled, who do you count on, Cappy?
You count on Jacob Emrani, and you call him at that number that everybody knows because there's billboards all over town. Everybody knows this number, 1-800-345-6789. That's right.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You got to call him because you're going to start getting calls from all sorts of other people. Like an adjuster calls you. Who are you going to count on when the adjuster calls you?
You're going to count on Jacob Emrani. And here's the thing. Don't talk to these adjusters. Don't all of a sudden start telling them, oh, man, I know this is my fault. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Don't talk. Do not talk. You call the number, 1-800-345-6789, and you let Jacob do the talking. You call Jacob, 1-800-345-6789.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob, 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob. Think premium meat has to come with a premium price? Not at Wild Fork Foods. Get Brazilian beef tenderloin for only $10 a pound. Yes, $10 a pound. And Atlantic salmon portions for just $9.98 a pound. That's steakhouse and seafood house quality at home. Everything is blast frozen to lock in flavor and nutrients. Shop one of their 11 locations or order online for same-day delivery. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods. Quality meat, wild prices.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
This is Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell on your home of Lakers basketball, ESPN LA, 710 AM, on the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Oh, hey, Method. I mean, everybody has their own favorite Wu-Tang Clan member. My favorite, in terms of like his just voice and swag, would be Method Man.
Has to be.
Just kind of the delivery, right, and all of it. But,
smooth and silk. Kind of like Jamal Wilkes.
But very much like Jamal Wilkes.
Silky.
The best, like, actual verses, the best writing would be Ghostface Killer. Ooh. And I would recommend you just Google, and for the kids out there, especially if you're listening to something like Future or something that doesn't rhyme, just Google Ghostface Killer Triumph verse. All right.
Write this down.
That is Ghostface still, that is probably like some of my favorite rhyming. What?
I'm saying, what's the hate towards Future for, man? You don't like that? Whoa! I know that they be playing in the Lakers locker room and everything too. They be playing some Future. I know that for sure.
I'm a little bitter about Future. I associate him a little bit more with kind of like mumble rap and like not even trying to rhyme, and the beat not necessarily correlating with the words, and it just sort of being noise. But that may be just speaking to my age, and I can recognize some bias, and this is a generational thing. Nobody in a generation usually likes the younger stuff.
Generational thing.
But okay. There's still some hip hop today that I really do enjoy and love. For example, Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
Like that to me, he's much more aligned with, to me, like the rappers of the 90s, where he's actually trying to rhyme, he's actually trying to say something, right?
So you don't like mumble rap, man. Just say you don't like mumble rap.
I mean, I don't, and I kind of blaming Future, but I apologize to Future because I know it's not.
Just like I had to apologize to the Spurs, you're apologizing.
Well, Future does have some songs that I don't go to a club anymore. Yeah. Let's say I were at a club, and there are a couple that if I heard, I'm like,
sure.
all right, maybe I'll head nod reluctantly. But a lot of it, I'm like, what is happening here? Okay.
Mike,
anyway.
by the way, these 2 hours are flying by. I mean, we have phone calls, and this 5 that you gave me, 10 through 6.
Yeah.
These are some of my favorite moments.
Look, of all
time.
And you're going to be these 5 here. What I want to know, and I want you to be honest.
No,
okay?
I'm going to be honest.
I want you to know if any of the 5 that the previous moments that I mentioned, if you would bump them ahead of any of the 5, I'm going to tell you.
It's hard, man, because it's everyone's got their own favorites, right? So there's no wrong.
But what I tried to do though, these are not my favorites. What I tried to make as definitive as I could. Again, I talked to people of all different generations. I talked to Stu Lance, who goes back to as an NBA player himself in the 60s and actually watched Wilt, right, in person and watched Kareem. I talked to Michael Thompson, who was drafted in 1978. I talked to Billy and John, who grew up as kids of kind of the 70s and then Showtime Lakers. I was there for 2008 on, so I didn't need a lot of takes from that.
Yeah.
I did talk to some people, though, some people like Kevin Ding, right, that covered the Kobe Shaq Lakers. I think I might have. I'm trying to think if I asked Brez anything, but I tried to represent it all. Here's what I came up with. Okay, number 5, Baby Sky Hook for Magic. Game 4, 1987 versus Boston. Series ends in 6. The Lakers beat the Celtics. You remember this as a kid.
I already told that story about running down the street. It's one of my fondest memories of my childhood.
I couldn't keep that one out of the top 5. Number 4. This is my personal favorite game that I've ever been to.
What do you got?
Now, the best game that I was ever at, we went over earlier, was Game 7, Lakers-Celtics.
Yeah.
Incredible. Not best in terms of like the pure basketball, but just best in terms of the sheer power of just will and just guts, right? And that was the Lakers winning. But for this one, Kobe's 60-point finale. You happened to be, I don't know if you originally were sat next to me, but you ended up next to me by the end of the game, and I don't remember if you climbed on my back or vice versa. And you and I are not. I don't root in the press row.
Yeah.
I'm not a Lakers fan in that context. I am reporting on the team. I am trying to keep it neutral.
Yeah.
But when he starts hitting every shot, and then it goes in, and then it's enough.
I don't know if you remember this. They
Chaos.
won 17 games that year, and you would think that was Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Every superstar from the music industry, the movie industry, the sports industry, everyone was there. And actually, Rob and James and I were doing the show. We were actually across from you. We walked over with 6 minutes left, so I was standing right to your right. And, people who've seen me at the games, I just don't care if I'm a media member. I still wear it on my heart. So you know this.
Yeah, you're kind of an exception to that rule.
And no one messes with me until. But I was screaming at some of the people, not you. Get on your feet, Platchkey. Get on your feet and let's go. Like, if you're sitting there pretending to be stoic while the Mamba is dropping 60 in his final game, then get out of the arena and let's bring someone else in. That's how I felt, Miguelito.
Well, I get how you felt. I think that from when you're covering a game and like have to write about it after, you're just trying to like stay focused. Yeah. But that's my saying is that I broke character of what I usually would be during the game, and we were just shoving each other and kind of like I think I might have almost fallen down the stairs at one
Rob
point
and
because
James were doing it too. Like it was a mosh pit.
Everybody was. Jay-Z was shoving somebody, and everybody was there. It was
great pick by you.
Absolutely crazy.
My favorite game of all time as well. That is an awesome pick by you, and I'm glad you put it in the top 5.
That's number 4, and I just think not only because of the game and the 60-point, but I just think that Kobe meant so much to everybody.
That's what I mean.
He just meant 20 years of Kobe Bryant from a kid to a father. The whole path,
what I said,
ups and downs.
The great Jim Rome. I went on his show after Kobe passed, and we talked for about 20 minutes, and I said, Kobe was ours.
Yeah, that's right.
Through all of it. The triumphs, the failures, the triumphs again. Like, we saw every moment, and we loved him because he was ours.
And that was his goodbye to everybody.
And that was his goodbye.
Incredible. I thought about putting it higher. Number 3, though. The Lakers cap a three-peat with a sweep of the Nets in 2002.
Yeah.
The 5th team ever to three-peat and the most recent. And I just thought that that summarized the Kobe Shaq era, the most dominant duo in NBA history. Or at least that's what Shaq would say. I'm sure Jordan and Pippen have an argument. I'm sure Magic and Kareem have an argument, right? But like just those 3 years, Geeter.
When those two were going, I just don't know who's beating them. And especially you put the complementary role players around them, some of the greatest to ever do it.
And I
just don't know how you beat them.
It's just like, I think, so to me, and to make the argument for Shaq and Kobe even over Jordan and Pippen is that I think as amazing as Pippen was, he was clearly a Robin to Jordan, right? That was Jordan's. Now, Shaq, it was his team. He was the finals MVP all 3 years, but Kobe was more than a Robin. Okay,
dude.
Kobe.
That's the thing people might not understand, and I always got a little bothered by that. He was an A.
Yeah.
We had 2 A's, and they knew how to play off each other perfectly.
Yep.
And when they when they got inside those lines, it was about winning.
And it was impossible to shut both of them down. If you wanted to completely gang up and foul Shaq every time and deny him and all that, Kobe killed you on the perimeter.
Yep.
If you wanted to try and lock in on Kobe or anyone else in the perimeter, Shaq would just get 50 and 20. And
guys,
you're
how
done.
old was Kobe in 01?
We're
talking 23, 22 years old?
Yeah. He was.
I mean, come on, man.
He was a kid basically, but he was also like the most man of any kid in terms of experience. Much in the way that LeBron and Luka and like those guys. But so Kobe was, in the 99 season was 20. He was 21, his first title.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah. And so Wemby's 22, by the way.
That's
and he hasn't won yet.
Yeah, he hasn't won yet.
All right, so there are somehow 2 moments left.
Okay,
and just to count down again. Number 10, I had Big Shot Bob. Ori beats the Kings of the buzzer in Game 4 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals. Number 9, Game 6, 1980 Finals. Magic, 42-15-7 to beat Philly without Kareem. Number 8, Kobe to Shaq, alley-oop, Game 7, 2000. Number 7, Big Game James triple-double in 88. Number 6, Lakers beat Celtics in Game 7,
Let me take 5, 4, and 3 for you. 5, you had Magic. Junior Skyhook,
That's
87, led to a Game 6 victory after that. Kobe's final game, 60 at number 4.
Yep,
the three-peat 2000 to 2002 at number 3. Number 2 is?
Lakers win 33 straight games in 71-72, still an American pro sports record.
Wow.
Cap it with their first NBA title in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Now, I kind of merged the moment of the streak to show how dominant that team was.
Into the first title in L.A.
And they had not won in L.A. They had been heartbroken by Boston time after time after time. The roster, Jerry West, Wilt, Goodrich,
and Elgin had to quit in the beginning of that year because of injuries, but still got a ring.
Yeah, and they just had great vets around those stars, and just an all-time team. It kind of set the groundwork for what was to come.
Great pick.
As Kareem then enters, and then Magic enters, and they go on from there. But I thought that had to be as high as number 2.
And here's what you wanted me to be honest with you. Here's why I think that's a great pick, and I would have to do this list myself and see where I put it with my heart. I didn't see it. But boy, is it important, and it absolutely deserves to be where it is. So good job, Mike.
That one was tough, though. Like I thought about putting Kobe up there. I thought about putting Lakers Celtics Game 7. But one of the reasons I didn't put Lakers Celtics Game 7 there is because number 1 in Lakers history is the 1985 Finals. The Lakers, their first win over the Boston Celtics. Kareem is unanimous Finals MVP at age 38 after he was declared washed following the Memorial Day massacre. And for me, I heard about this more through the lens of Kobe, and you may have heard about it through the lens of Magic right at the time, but like Dr. Buss, Jerry West, the Demons, the Celtics not being able to get over the hump despite the Selvey shot, right? So many times they were so close, they just couldn't get it done, and that hung over the city for years. It hung over. It was all they cared about. And to me, when they finally beat the Green down and won the title, that was the pinnacle.
41
for
years
the Lakers.
ago, same year that the great movie Fletch came out. The same year, I'm in 8th grade, and remember, at 13, 14 years old, all I know in my life is that we can't beat the Celtics, and we hate the Celtics.
What a terrible thing to say.
And to lose in 84, and then go to 85, may have seen a tear in my dad's eye. Maybe.
following. So do you remember the Memorial Day massacre and just how? I mean, you thought it's happening again, right?
And Bird waving the towel and Henderson and those guys, and they were going crazy.
It seemed inevitable that they
and,
were going to win again, didn't it?
And Kareem got on the bus in Game 2 with his dad.
Brought his dad onto the bus, asked Pat Riley for permission, which usually nobody got on the bus.
Nobody got on the bus.
Dad was a cop.
Pat wasn't going to say a word.
No.
If Cap wants his pops on the bus, Mike, then he's sitting wherever he wants. He's an MT seat.
I mean,
when you get on that media bus, an MT sits in that first seat.
So Michael Thompson has told us this in Stu Lance. They've all talked about this many times because, look, we know Pat is an all business guy. Okay,
no
this
playing
is Pat.
around.
This is Pat Riley. This is not some just kind of you guys do what you want.
No.
You ran a tight ship, but Kareem was feared even within his own team.
Kareem was feared. Unless you were Bob McAdoo, you could not mess with Kareem.
Yeah, and he brought his dad on.
What about Bruce Lee?
Knock that fool out.
Good call out there, Funchy. So that to me was number one, Geeter. You may, if you could go through the top 10, you may pull a different moment out, but
Mike, I'm not pulling a moment out.
Okay, but I hope that
first of all, props
I hope it hit
to you.
okay for you.
And I mean, listen, Laker fans love you, but they know how much work you put into it. That is one of the most difficult lists in this town, in this franchise, in this fan base to put together. And you're going to get debates no matter what. I think I said this earlier. That's the beauty of it. But this list is awesome, and it's difficult. And I don't know what cracks the top 10 but these. I just don't know where you'd put it because I don't know which one to take out. And that's just the truth. And they all mean something personally to all of us.
Yeah, that was the hard part for me too. I'm like, there isn't anything here that I could take out. Like I want to get the 81-point game in there, but Kobe is represented by the 60-point finale. And I guess now you could make a very strong argument.
You can switch them out.
That 81 is more impressive but this is where it gets technical. It's like in terms of a career kind of crowning moment, sure, give me the 81, but in terms of the moment for the fans, the release of love, being able to say thank you to Kobe in that way as a fan base, and just knowing
started out 0 for 5,
and just knowing what it meant to him coming off the Achilles,
and they won the game,
and like they win the game, and he just knowing, and of course, look, obviously it's part tragedy now,
yeah, of course,
as we think about it, but knowing what it would have meant to him to be able to represent himself like that's part of what makes it special.
Listen, Kobe Bryant, if you look at iconic in the dictionary, there's going to be a picture of a bunch of people. Kobe's in there.
Yeah, he's there.
Right? And for him, the legend of Kobe, the 20 years in the same jersey, all the titles, and then for this to happen in their worst season ever, but to have the ultimate walk-off. And because you were around and so was I, we covered that year to its fullest.
That's
Every
right.
press conference he held on the road for 30, 40 minutes.
It was great seeing all the respect that he got from all the young guys around the league.
The way that he is revered by players, past and present, to go out that way, only one person in the history of the league could do it. And that's why I always say you better put his name in the GOAT conversation or we have a problem. We're not even going to start talking. I want him in the conversation. I want him at the table.
Got to be in the conversation. All right. Well, that was your top 50 Lakers moments, at least as I tried to compile over the course of the season. We have some calls on this and other things, including
a
question
calls.
for Geeter from Fresno. Now, I don't know if this
What
is
up,
somebody.
Fresno?
I don't know if it's somebody in Fresno. Maybe is it somebody that you beat in volleyball
I don't
when
know,
you were at
but
Northridge?
if they got a pass for me to get into the surf ranch up there, let's go. We'll talk.
Okay, sir. Let's see if that happens coming up next. He's Geeter. I'm Mike Trudell. It's Lakers Talk on ESPN LA.
Rams fans, D-Far here. The Rams are making history in 2026, heading to Melbourne, Australia to face the Niners. You can be there. I've teamed up with True Fan Travel to hook you up with the ultimate fan experience. Game tickets, hotels, exclusive events, even a chance to meet me all in one package. This isn't just a trip, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Visit TrueFanTravel.com right now and secure your spot. That's TrueFanTravel.com. See you there.
Earlier this morning on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, right here on ESPN LA, it wasn't even real yet. And Cappy and Sedano were talking about Myles Garrett as a Ram.
Rumor about the Rams and Myles Garrett, too, that's been surfacing all of a sudden. I mean, I love how the Rams are involved in every rumor.
Well,
it's fantastic.
But isn't every LA team involved in every rumor? I'll tell you one thing, though. When you think about Myles Garrett, the rumors began, George, last basketball season when Myles Garrett showed up in the ESPN LA suite.
Yeah.
People started circulating it around. Oh my God, Myles Garrett's in the ESPN LA suite. You know that ESPN LA is a business partner of the LA Rams. What's he doing here exactly? And that's
They're
where
also a
these
business
rumors
partner of the Cleveland Browns. So.
Did Cappy speak it into fruition? Myles Garrett is now a Ram, and the Sedano and Cap Morning Show is reacting tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. on your home of Rams football, ESPN LA.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. I'm here with Angie from Angelica's Insurance. Every team needs a strong defense, and when it comes to protecting what matters most, they've got you covered.
That's right. From auto and home to renters, business, and life insurance, we built a game plan tailored just for you.
And if life throws a penalty your way, like a DUI, for example,
we got you. We specialize in DUIs, SR22 coverage, getting you back on the road fast and affordably. Visit angelicas-ins.com or call 1-888-717-0773 for your free quote today.
This World Cup season, the ultimate watch party experience is at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, and all the flavors that make every match unforgettable. Grab fire-grilled asada tacos, slow-braised quesabirria, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more. Join us for every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
This is Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell on your home of Lakers basketball, ESPN LA, 710 AM on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
All right, last segment of Lakers Talk. Debut of me doing it with my man, Chris McGee. Better known as Geeter in these parts. DeAndre and Funchie hanging out with us all night, and we do have several calls on the line. Let's try and get through these if we can. Let's start with Portia in Fresno.
Hello, my question is for Geeter. What is your favorite LeBron moment?
My favorite LeBron moment, I would have to say, is winning the title in the bubble. The perseverance, the adversity, I think where we were as a world at that time, what it meant to the Laker franchise. Portia, I would go with that above everything.
I mean,
it meant a lot.
That's why he came to the Lakers.
Yeah.
He absolutely delivered.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that it's just unfortunate that it occurred as it did and the team didn't get a real offseason because I think they would have won another. And then, I mean, let's just be honest. If you don't make the Westbrook trade, I think there were other ways to go with that roster. Staying big, staying athletic, kind of surrounding LeBron and AD with athleticism and length rather than shooting. Although Westbrook obviously wasn't shooting, but I do think that they would have had a chance to win another over the course of those next couple of years. But look, it's tough to win more than one, as we've seen. OKC, who everybody just assumed at the start of the season was going to repeat, the odds were overwhelmingly in their favor. They lost in the Western Conference Finals. Boston lost after winning a couple of years ago when people thought, oh, maybe they'll run off the next couple. I mean, stuff changes every year in the league.
Years from now, I'll probably look back and talk about the Houston series and how he, came back to being the one at 41 years old and leading us to that victory. I know it didn't lead to a title, but it was a playoff round win, and I thought that was important. And for him to do it when everyone thought we could not was pretty cool, too.
Very well said. All right, let's go to Peter in Ontario.
What's up, Peter? What up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up, Peter?
Okay, I'll make it real quick here for you guys. Magic's, number 3, Magic's Baby Sky Hook, because I was 10 years old at that time.
Yep.
It was a crazy shot. Awesome one. The second one is Kobe's 2 shots versus the Phoenix Suns. Even though we didn't win that series, those shots were tough. And, of course, Kobe with the game winner that one. And then the last one, of course, was Kobe's 60 because we never got a chance to see him play again. Anyhow, that's all I got, guys.
Appreciate that,
Great
Peter.
job, Peter. And he's talking about Vic the Brick coming into the shot there when Kobe pulls the pulls
right.
the
Round one
jersey over his chest
against Phoenix when Phoenix was the higher seed.
That is one of the great moments for sure.
Dude,
super fun, man.
Peter, Peter, thanks for calling in. Geeter and I could do this, and I promise you we could do this. Maybe we'll do this later this summer.
Yeah.
We could do a top 50 Kobe moments.
Yeah.
Easily. I'm telling you, easily. I can rattle off 20 off the top of my head
bummed
right
we
now.
lost that series. Tim Thomas hit a huge shot.
I was going to say, was that the Tim Thomas You Can't See Me series?
Yeah, in Game 6. That
just
Lakers were going to win that series.
Just real quick, a couple of my personal favorites with Kobe. Game 6, Western Conference Finals against Denver, 2009.
One of the best games he's ever played.
Kobe
personally.
absolutely eviscerates the Nuggets.
It was
that
unbelievable.
building was freaking silent outside of all the Laker fans.
It was
that
so
were there.
awesome.
It was I want to say it was like 35-10 and 6 or something like that. He barely missed a shot.
Don't forget 2010 Game 6 against Phoenix.
2010 game, and that's the Alvin Gentry. I was going to get to that next.
Okay.
Pats him on the butt. You had mentioned something in the break. You're like, well, wait, Trudell, how you have a top 50 list? Well, what about Kobe scoring 62
and the Mavs had 61
in 3 quarters?
And the Mavs had 61.
I mean that there were so many incredible Kobe moments. How about my first game at Madison Square Garden? My first year covering the Lakers, 2008.
Ooh.
Kobe pops off for 60 plus, sets the MSG scoring record at the time. I think Melo ended up beating it by like 1.
Epic.
He's hitting shots like hanging off the glass or to himself. By the end of in the fourth quarter, the Garden crowd is standing kind of. Do you remember the movie For Love of the Game?
Of course.
And it's kind of like at the end, the angry Yankee fan stands up. He's like, "All right, Chappie,
hey, Chappie, good job, Chappie.
Hey, Chappie, yeah." It was like it's just like that. It's like you just have to you had to respect the greatness. So that was awesome. All right,
Thomas in Chicago's been on a long time. Do we have time?
Wait, do we have time for Thomas in Chicago? Funchy,
yeah, we do. We do.
All right, yeah, bring him in real quick, Thomas. We got like 30 seconds. What's up, my man?
Hey, just want to just be clear. So I'd say one is 87 winning it, and then Pat Riley saying guarantee winning. Obviously, my mom's told me stories about that. I think that's a good
great
omission.
Great
and
one.
then I think most recently, I think the Luka and just the saying that Shams get hacked and how like we had this new superstar. Obviously, that's not nowhere close top 10, top 25, but just outside. So I just want to call in with those.
Thank you for sharing.
And by the way, thanks for calling from Chicago, and that is a great one.
It's also a great town. Shout out to
shocked
Northwestern.
That shocked everyone.
I had Luka on my list at number 40. I have it as Lakers acquire Luka Doncic in blockbuster trade with Dallas. Now that moment will move up every year depending on how Luka continues to do.
He wins 2 titles. It's
right. So he was All NBA first team this year. Okay, one of 5 players in NBA history to do it by age 27. He's one of 22 players in NBA history to be named to the All-NBA first team 6 times already. Only 22 other guys in the history of the league. So that moment will go up as Luka eventually gets there. But as we know, look, the barometer in this city, Geeter, in the city that you grew up in,
yes, sir,
in the place that you love more than anything else other than your daughters and your wife,
baby.
Southern California, it's about the championships.
It is.
Okay.
Ultimately, that's when we're most satisfied.
I felt like I won a championship of sorts by having you on Lakers Talk. It's been fun,
man. We're gonna do it all summer.
And I will give you kind of last word as we look ahead here to.
I just love being here, man. Thanks for having me. It's been so much fun, and this was a great show. And I love the top 50 list. Thanks for putting that in. That was pretty cool. Myles Garrett is a Ram.
Yep, that happened.
That happened today too. Let's not forget that. And the Dodgers are rolling. It's a good time to be in Angelino.
Yes, it is. All right. Thank you to DeAndre. Thank you to Funchy. My name is Mike Trudell. He is Chris Geeter McGee. You've been listening to Laker Talk on 710 ESPN Los Angeles.